Welcome back to Burlington Hobbies for another Friday night main event. This is the 21.5 two-wheel drive buggy class, and I'm starting in the front after narrowly taking the TQ over the top few because we are all very close. I quickly threw that lead away though. This race was directly after short course, and that truck is quite a bit faster, so I was used to that power for that double, and I did not give it enough with the 21.5 car. I figured that I probably just ruined my chances of a win with that mistake. I felt like the other guys were faster than me in qualifying, but they just had some bad luck and didn't put a clean run together, so I didn't expect to be able to keep up with them when they had a clear track. My only hope was to limit my mistakes and hope that they made more. You can see the leader, Wyatt, in the white car already starting to pull away, and Nick in the blue really pushing me from behind until Wyatt and I both case the double and Nick gets around us both. I also got around Wyatt momentarily, but then I make my own mistake and he gets me right back. Tight racing like this is so much fun because every little mistake can lead to a position change. Things start to calm down a little bit as we spread out and I settle into fourth, but the top five were all still in the mix. Nick makes the pass here on Levi for the lead over the jump and really starts to pull away with some very fast laps. Levi goes off the track here and makes for an easy pass, and this jump ended up being where a lot of passes happened. The 21.5 car does not have a lot of power, so the jump was actually pretty tricky. You had to carry a lot of speed through the corner, square it up, and hit it wide open just to clear it. You do have to run a fixed timing hobby wing motor in this class along with specific gearing. That helps to keep everyone's speed closer, but it's never identical because you can make your car lighter, and some people will charge their batteries a certain way to get more power out of them. I was lucky not to lose too much time here when these two lappers were getting marshaled. I was able to get by with a little bump. It is nice how much more room you have to work with in a buggy versus a short course truck on a track like this though. Speaking of a little bump, Wyatt had a bit of a gap on me until he spun around in this corner. Then he started sliding in the next one, which caused me to bump into him and spin him out the rest of the way. He told me to keep going because he had started sliding before I hit him, but I did not feel right about it and I couldn't tell in the moment, so I went wide and let him back by. I think that racing etiquette is very important in RC. While mistakes and racing incidents happen, I always try to race clean and make it right when I feel like I didn't. Although it might get a little bit questionable later on. I didn't realize it while I was racing, but the leader stuffed his pipe, allowing Wyatt and I to go around him. He caught me pretty quickly after that, but since there were two similar looking blue buggies, I didn't recognize that it was him right away. Once I did realize it was him, I actually thought he was coming up to lap me because I didn't notice that I had passed him earlier and the race director was not calling it out. I felt bad that I didn't let him by sooner, so after a bump in this corner, I went wide to give him some room. Wyatt had a good lead until he stuffs a pipe off camera and allows us both to go by. The lack of curbing in the corners definitely played a factor in this race. When you have that built up, you can almost get away with cheating the corners a little bit and going tighter than you really should be, and without them, it'll catch a wheel real easy. I caught the pipe quite a few times in practice, so during the races I tried to go a little bit wider so I didn't risk it quite as much. So after running Nick's pace for a few laps, I started to question if I was truly a lap down. I decided that even if I went for the pass and messed him up, he wouldn't lose a whole lap and lose a position if that were the case, so I started to drive like we were on the same lap once again. It was kind of a weird position to be in, and I kept waiting for a race update that never came, but I couldn't really back off anyway since Wyatt was right behind me looking to pass. Time was winding down as well, so if this was a battle for the lead, it was probably going to be an awesome finish. I actually had to go back and watch this video to see what happened, because even after the race ended, I wasn't exactly sure I believed the outcome. Now we were coming up on the final lap, but I needed an opening. Nick slid out in this corner, so I go for it, pushing us both wide. Wyatt goes inside, but then connects with the lapper, slowing down Nick as well. That allows me to get through clean enough to take the lead and the win. While I was aggressive in that corner, and it can be hard to make that judgment call in the moment, I really didn't feel like I did anything wrong, but I definitely got lucky. I could see why people would think that was dirty, and those guys were okay with it, but I would be interested to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments if you think I crossed the line. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my short course video if you want to see more racing from this night.